Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another leaf and barrel segment. We're going to go over a whiskey. Today's whiskey is going to be West Rendezvous Rye. And can I say the first time that I saw Rendezvous, I'm embarrassed to say, I was like rendivorous. Yes, Rendezvous Rye by West. We're going to be going over that today. So let me get this poured oh, that was a weak one. Gotta do better than that. That's not a very good one. Not a very good one. I will say though, I really like West's bottles. They're really going for this whole like cowboy, prairie, Midwest. The bottles, it's probably hard to see in the video, but the bottles have all these like little bubbles in the actual glass. Very kind of old school, Western looking, kind of tan label that looks like old paper. It's cool. I dig it. The one thing I will say, it's kind of a bitch, is you got to hope you have tall shelves on your whip, because it's a tall ass bottle. So it doesn't always fit on all my shelves. I have to put it on the bottom. It's kind of like Eagle Rare. That's another one. Like some of these whiskey bottles are just really, really tall. But other than that, I love it. Really cool. I like what they're doing. So West. West is a cool company. They make a bunch of different whiskeys. They make a American Prairie Bourbon. They make a double rye. They make a campfire, which the campfire, if I'm not mistaken, is the one where they blend a little bit of Islay Scotch into a bourbon to give it kind of a smoky flavor, or into a whiskey to make it a smoky flavor. Something like that. They're doing some cool things with whiskey. West is out of Park City, Utah. They do source some of their whiskey, which I don't have a problem with. If it's good, I don't really care. For instance, this Rendezvous Rye is a blend of two different ryes. One of the whiskeys that's in here is a 97% rye, 5% malt from MGP. And the other one is an 80% rye, 20% malted rye from West. So they've got some of their own stuff in here and they've got some MGP in here. But this is an extremely high rye whiskey. I mean, you're looking at one of them is 97% rye and the other one is 80 rye, 20 malted rye. So it's 100% rye. A very high rye. That's a lot of ryes. It is aged between 4 and 7 years. This is 92 proof, or 46% ABV. Now if this thing's had a couple seconds to kind of open up a little bit. Looking at my notes for the nose, I have Wrigley's Double Mint Gum, brown sugar, cinnamon, baking spice, a little bit of pine, maybe even slightly floral, maybe a spearmint, some kind of mint gum. And it's probably that high rye is giving me that very minty kind of flavor. And if you get down in there, there is a little like of a darker brown sugar kind of sweetness, maybe like a spicy cinnamon flavor. And the wood note in there is more of like a pine. It's not like oak like you would get in a bourbon or something like that. It's more of like a pine wood. If you're used to stuff like bourbons, it definitely has a nose, not like any bourbon. If you're into high ryes, then you'll probably be familiar with this. Let's get a sip. Feels nice on the palate. Definitely got that rye kind of spice mintiness. It's more sweet. Some ryes I've had are very like spiky and kind of aggressive. This, even though it's kind of got that minty kind of thing that you get out of a rye, it's kind of a sweet version of it and more mellow and rounded off. Is it weird to say that I almost get a little bit of juicy fruit gum? I know that's a strange thing to say. You guys are probably like, Jer, what the hell? I thought you didn't get these weird notes, but for some reason, maybe I just got gum on my brain because I was talking about gum in the nose, but it's got kind of like a little bit of a fruity sweetness and it kind of reminds me of juicy fruit gum for some reason. And then on the end there's a little bit of like a pepper spiciness. Medium to short finish. After some of that spice has time to kind of calm down, maybe you get a little bit of a vanilla sweetness. Let's get one more sip. I swear it's almost like reminds me of a gum, the sweetness. It's almost like a mint gum or a juicy fruit kind of mixed. Because there's like this sweetness that kind of reminds you of a fruity sweetness, but with a little bit of mintiness. Definitely got a little bit of spice, a little bit of tingle in the mouth. For so much rye in this, you would think it would be a lot more aggressive, and it's really not. Some of the ryes I've had have actually like a very rye flavor, almost like a rye bread kind of thing, and I don't get any of that out of this. It's more of like a minty, fruity, kind of sweet kind of flavor. It's really very good. I think I said before in a video earlier that historically I haven't been a big rye guy. God, there's so much stuff with rye. It's a high rye. There's lots of rhyming going on. But I've actually found that I am enjoying quite a few of the ryes. I think some of the ryes I had early on, I had a bullet rye, and I didn't really care for that all too much. It almost has kind of a eucalyptus kind of vibe that I don't really particularly care for. But some of the ryes I've had lately, I've really been enjoying. This Rendezvous Rye is one of them. It's a very nice, kind of rounded off, easy sipper. It's very enjoyable. If you're into bourbon, this is a very different thing. There are some other ryes, like Woodford makes a rye that's like a really low rye. Pikesville Rye, that's also a low rye. I think those are definitely better entries into rye if you're coming off of being like a big bourbon drinker. But if you want to tap dance over that line into more high rye kind of whiskeys, I think this is a great stepping stone, because even though there is a ton of rye in here, it doesn't put me off like some of the other higher rye type whiskeys I've had in the past. Definitely worth a go. And the price on this, if I remember correctly, it's about $45 a bottle, $45.50. How much was it? Let's see. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong information. Okay, I totally lied. It's like $69 at the local Total Wine. But again, that's regional. Yeah, I mean, for the money, it's not bad. There are definitely other ryes out there that I probably prefer for a little bit less. But nevertheless, it's very tasty. If you got 70 bucks, I'd still recommend it. You might get it way, way cheaper in your area. I really thought I didn't pay that much for it, though. Maybe I did. Huh. Still, it's a good whiskey. Considering what a smooth, nice, easy sipper it is, like I said, if you got the money, I still think it's probably worth it. That is High West Rendezvous Rye, or Rendivorous Rye, as I thought the first time I glanced at the label. Because I'm illiterate, apparently. Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. If you are into seeing what we decided to pair with this, as always, click up here and this will take you to part 2 of the video. If you're not into that kind of thing, I completely understand. I will bid you adieu here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope you guys have a great week. Keep sipping that whiskey, and we will see you in the next video.